So let's talk about Zack Wheeler.
Jeez.
For the most part, he's been great. The offense behind him has not. So Zack Wheeler has 6 combined runs of support in his 4 starts this year. He's tied for 8th. Tyler, does that say?
Correct. Tied for the 8th least amount of runs per game of run support in his starts this season.
That checks because it feels like it.
And to play even further, 2 of the guys ahead of him have only made 1 start apiece. Tyler McGill made his first start the other day. He didn't start the season with the team. He was on the IL. He only pitched 4 innings. One of the guys is with the Chicago Cubs, and it's Tanner Banks. He was a bullpen game starter. Okay. He started 2 innings, and so he technically qualifies as well. But of the qualified starters, Chris Flexen, Nick Pivetta, Matt Manning, George Kirby, and Keaton Wynn are the only guys that have a lower run support per game than Zack Wheeler's 1.5 runs per game. And Wheeler's, even with the blow up yesterday in the 6th inning, he's still at a 3 ERA.
Yeah, and that tells you that the Phillies offense as a whole is struggling, but they're really struggling against other teams' number ones. That's all I read from that. I think it's gonna change, but you hate to waste Zack Wheeler starts.
Yeah, you really do. And yesterday, this would be a much easier story if it wasn't for the Grand Slam yesterday.
Sure.
Yeah.
So that, you got to throw that in there. Maybe yesterday wasn't the one, but the couple starts before that, it's weird. I don't know if he tends to be going up against the other team's best pitchers. Historically, we've seen this from the Phillies a lot.
Yeah.
Where they're where
Cole
just can't score.
Hamill's run support was like, you talked about it for 8 straight years. It's like, can they just give this guy some run support?
So I don't know if they press more, and like once the story starts to develop, like we never score for this guy, is it like a self-fulfilling prophecy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know Dave P in the chat is mentioning that, Wheeler's Grand Slam is concerning. Well, here's some more concerning things for you.
Great.
Pitcher. Yeah, let me add to it. No pitcher in Major League Baseball has had worse defensive play behind him this season.
I was going to say, Wheeler, it feels like he's had shitty defense behind him on top of it.
Statistically, he's actually had the worst. But then on top of that, it gets better.
Oh, good.
So entering Sunday, Phillies pitchers have forced 29 ground balls that were handled by an infielder in a potential double play situation. Only 7 of those resulted in 2 outs. 21 produced just 1 out, while the other led to 0 thanks to a throwing error. Overall, the Phillies have turned only 7 double plays in 16 games this season. Only 5 teams have turned fewer. And
that feels right.
Yep, and Phillies pitchers entered Sunday with the 2nd highest ground ball rate in the majors at 51.5%. So it's not even just Zack, but overall it has not been good, and I feel like it's just been the most obvious when Zack's on the mound.
Yeah, Tyler and I talked about this.
When you look at that Grand Slam, and I know one other thing to add to that is you look at that Grand Slam, what even led to that Grand Slam is also concerning. To have in that stretch opportunities to get outs, opportunities to keep guys from getting on base, and there's the error Alec Boehm has. There's, it's an error, a walk, a fly ball, a base hit, and then you see Jack Sawinski with the slam. So it's like little things of little mistakes, glove placement, errors, miscalculations, but overall the support has not been there for Zack Wheeler especially.
Tyler and I talked about that on Thursday. We were like, it does feel like the Phillies are struggling to turn double plays.
Yeah.
And there's the numbers to back it up. I don't know. It's Turner and Stott. Like, I don't understand exactly. I was wondering if Harper's footwork on the first base bag is leading to, I don't know. They're just not quick with it this year.
I think it's mostly Turner. Right?
Yeah.
Like he can make some incredible plays when he doesn't have time to think, but some of the routine stuff just botches it.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's a bad combination when you're one of the teams that hits into the most double plays and turns the least.
Not a good combo.
Not ideal.
Not a good combo.
There's not a yin and yang there. It's
you
just
had four grounders on Sunday. None of them resulted in 2 outs, and so there was the breakdown of like different factors. Is it, exit velocity? Is it runner speed? Is it hit placement? But I do think it's just a lack, almost a focus at times, or maybe it's too much focus. I don't know which side of the spectrum it's on, but it feels like there are plays that should be 2 outs and the ball's getting bobbled. They're misreading it. Maybe they're too, a Trey Turner, for example, is thinking too far ahead of what he's doing before he actually secures the ball. I don't know. It just seems very lax, and it's definitely frustrating to see them giving up so many double plays but not being able to get 2 outs on plays that they should.